How You Feelin', Dylan by Travis of Bickley. Why did you change your name, Bob? Rob? And why not stick with Robert? Was it because of the hurt from all those songs and such inside your head? Was Minnesota really that dead in your head? That on a runaway lark you headed for New York? Was it the city that pushed the poetry from your head? American icon, I cannot say. King Forday or Jester, another American Pie, you were always on your way. A Rolling Stone stopped cold, you had all your tales you told. And years went by, and ever so often again, you would try to get back in the game again. Marriage and responsibility, embraced by religiosity, you settled down. And not so long ago, you began to rise up. A wallflower who joined a band just like you. And now that wallflower is a wallflower for still, who sings like the glimmer man, who may now be a dimmer man, standing in the shadow of his son, playing George Harrison heartache guitar. And your dad watched the rising of his star, and you know he like you as a winter man, just like you, Mr. Zimmerman. Just like you, Mr. Zimmerman. This is a second poem called From Where They Came by Travis of Bickley. He walked out of the shining sun into her life. She was in the sand on her blanket at Panama City Beach. The Bible held beneath her hand, brushing her face fluttered pages in the seaside breeze as she napped. You know the kind of nap. The kind when the sun is so hot that you've splashed yourself down with ocean spray and the salt pulls you warm and skin taut to your form. You get warm and cozy. Warm and cozy. The sand from his shoes spattered her half-hidden face slightly, but just enough to rouse. Just enough. And as she turned and gazed skyward with sleepy stuff still in her eyes, she saw that halo. She would have sworn it was a halo. And then she heard his voice. Sweet and rich it sounded. Sweet and rich, as if it were edible. Something to chew on, enjoy, and inhale. His t-shirt was white, of course. His swim trunks were white, of course. And his eyes, she felt that gaze at once as consciousness slowly returned. It jolted her senses, made her withdraw just a bit. A hint of tension in her, a tightness in her form, a silent sucking in of breath. Why? She feared for it, her breath. It may be snatched away by this man, He stood there with a haloed sun on his head. No facial features present except for those eyes. Not even the sun could obscure or overwhelm them. Sparkle blue and big. They saw her there, bikini clad and beautiful, vulnerable and naive. They saw her there seeking her life's adventure. They saw, and they were certain she had found it, her life's adventure. She was on the beach, waiting to catch that first wave into her future. A future of things to be remembered, cherished, and applied. A future of the miraculous, the truly miraculous. From moving lips, hello resounded on the wind, picked up by the passing gulls. Gulls hungry for the knowledge from one who knows that the sun is on his head. She reveled in that experience of sight and sound. She knew the beach was there, the sand beneath the blanket where she lay, but she wasn't seeing it at the moment. She wasn't feeling it at the moment, nor was she hearing it. She was drowning in a wave of rapture, baptized in a vision of holiness. Holiness? She wasn't sure about that. Holiness, that is. But it was something like that, at least akin to it. Turning to face him, almost rude. Turning to face him, almost nude. She was dashed into a level of awareness, sight, sound, and touch. And next, his fragrance, as Yerby so aptly described. An odor of sanctity floated gently on that breeze. She took it in. She had to. She had no choice. Afraid of losing her breath and all. Embarrassed by the gasps arising from her lungs, she turned, sunburnt red, and responded shyly. Hi. But good book you got there, pointing to the Bible at her side. What? Oh, yeah, great book. Yeah. Notice you can still read it, even as you sleep. Well, it does take practice and a little bit of faith, but indeed it can be done. Just ask Edgar Casey. Edgar Casey, she replied as she rose to her feet, wiping away any minor sand specks. Oh, just a man I know rather intimately, many, many years ago. You knew him intimately. That's funny, she smiled, returning what she thought was a faint grin. Well, fun maybe, but not necessarily funny. The reason I stopped by as you were apparently napping, it seems you uttered the words Michael Ways. Michael Ways. Oddly, that is my name. Now that is funny, she beamed. I must have been dreaming about heating up one of my microwave meals. So it was microwave, not Michael Ways. This is an aside for your information. I am a book, and you the reader. What you need to know now, or at least what I can tell you, is this. This is a tale of events that just follow one upon the other, much like life. Much like life. The uniqueness of this tale lies in the mysteries and the miracles found herein. As you will come to know eventually and on a recurring basis, these mysteries and miracles are many in number, much like life. Much like life. As I, the book, and you, the reader, return to this tale, I just wanted to remind you, to mention to you how wonderfully you feel, your hands caressing my spine, the flippant way in which you turn me, on and on, page after page. This is so exciting. I feel so warm and giddy. But back to the story at hand. What if, said the man with the sun on his head, you were not dreaming at all? What if I just made up the story of you saying microwave in your dream, just to engage you in conversation? Do you remember actually dreaming about heating up a microwave dinner? Or are you just assuming what I told you was the truth? Were you dreaming? And do you remember it? What you and I are doing right now, this minute, is partaking of a piece of time. We shall see if it is sown to the future. We shall see if we can tear this moment from the past and proceed. We shall see, and oh yes, we shall hear, we shall feel, we shall sense it, and we will know. And what we know will be newly learned, and I will assure you it will be wonderful. What I have within me waiting is not just for you, but you are here and you are hearing, and therefore you can know what I'm about to show to you, what I am about to say to you, what I am about to feel for you. And with you is the awareness of this miracle of being, not just the being of special moments and events, but of every moment, every episode, every iota of time, every atom of time. We have begun this journey when I said hello to you, and you have become aware that I was in your presence. As he ended his preludes, feathers fell from below the hem of his trunks as gulls flew overhead. She wondered from where they came and were the birds above.